Hi, I'm Delane Cleveland, and in an effort to help limit the spread of COVID-19, we are no longer taping a daily newscast here at our station in Brooklyn Park. Instead, we're bringing the news to you online every day at our website, ccxmedia.org. Here are a few of the stories that we put together that showcase how people are adapting to this new, albeit temporary, way of life.
Hi, I'm Sonia Goins. Domestic abuse calls for help are on the rise in Minnesota during the COVID-19 pandemic. We spoke with some local experts to see what's behind the increase. Minnesotans are staying at home at the request of the governor. All that togetherness could be tough on some relationships. Loss of jobs or less money in paychecks can cause a lot of stress, sometimes pushing some people to the edge.
It's hard for families to be together all the time, in any circumstance.
Elsa Swenson is with Home Free, a shelter based in Plymouth. She says domestic abuse is about power and control. She says many abusers use isolation as a weapon, which make matters worse since we're all at home now.
To be further isolated from community supports, family, friends, and to not, even have the break of a job and that time apart is really exacerbating. It's kind of making a pressure cooker for these kinds of situations.
Day one, a Minnesota crisis hotline is seeing a jump in calls. On Monday, they had about 145 calls. Usually, they see about 75 calls during that same time period. Swenson says she's worried people aren't calling for help and says her group has to use different methods to assist victims.
We are having to be really creative about how do we, function within a violent relationship and a pandemic? And how does that change how we safety plan? And how does that change how, people move forward and take the next steps that they need to take?
Brooklyn Park Police Detective Shane Husaric handles about 250 to 300 domestic abuse cases per year. But during the COVID-19 pandemic, he says the numbers are down so far.
From March 15th, which is about the time the stay-at-home order came into effect, until April 12th. Our simple assaults or our domestic violence fear cases have gone down about 28%.
He credits community engagement groups with helping to connect with people who might be in danger during the pandemic.
Since the stay-at-home order, we've really kept our finger on the pulse of what's going on in our community.
Both advocates recommend people check in on family and friends who might be at risk.
Just making sure that people know that they have avenues, that they have people that care about them, so that they can start to see there are, paths out of this.
Services are still available during the stay-at-home order. For more information on resources, check out our webpage, ccxmedia.org. Sonia Goins, CCX News.
Hello everyone, I'm Shannon Slatton and we're in Plymouth at Interfaith Outreach and Community Partners where they have a new executive director. His name is Greg Hilding and he really took over at a very crazy time. We'll get to that in a minute. But first, Greg, thanks for being here. Tell us why you're a good fit for Interfaith.
Well, I think my many years of experience in business and in community building, and I've been a nonprofit leader for many decades. I was attracted by the mission of Interfaith. That is very motivating to me, and now that I haven't had an opportunity to jump in with the team, I've also seen just the incredible resilience and adaptability and commitment of this team. So I'm honored to be joining this mission and of become a part of the people who are making a difference in our community.
And you're a local guy too, right? Right here in Minnetonka or nearby in Minnetonka?
Right here in Minnetonka, and that was another appeal for me too, is getting more involved on a community level where we're interacting directly with clients to make an impact.
Now, you started just a few days ago at a very crazy time. What's that been like?
Well, today is officially my 4th day as the executive director, but I did have an opportunity for the past month to join with the senior leadership team on a daily basis as we were essentially redesigning to meet the needs of the community during this pandemic COVID period. And so I got an early start. And so it feels like I've been a little more involved. And I think all of us have been experiencing that every day in the current environment seems like a week, So,
absolutely.
So I am feeling well prepared to embark on this journey, but we're all in unusual times. And so we're constantly readjusting and reimagining how we can design our programs to meet the increasing needs in our community.
Interfaith Outreach still open, still meeting a very important need right now, right? right?
Absolutely. You know, we're restricted like others are in terms of access to our building, but the building is not Interfaith. And our team is very dedicated to providing relevant programs. We talk often about stabilize, strengthen, and thrive. We're trying to help our clients move from stabilization to strengthening their situation and even achieving a thriving type situation. In today's environment, it's very hard to achieve that thrive level. So we've redoubled our efforts in the stabilizing. So we're delivering food effectively, we're delivering case management effectively, and we continue to provide financial assistance for rent and other important bills that are coming due for our individuals and families in need.
Very important need there. If someone's watching this at home and they want to help, what should they do?
So I think the biggest thing is that we don't have access to our very dedicated and generous volunteers right now. So the team is rallying to provide these services directly. We're not able to pick up and rescue food at grocery stores, for example, because that's done by our volunteers. And so we've had a lot of people ask, how can I help? Right now, the biggest way would be if they are compelled to do so, support us with a financial contribution. And our employee group here will turn that into meaningful help in the community.
All right, Mr. Greg Hilding, new Executive Director of Interfaith Outreach and Community Partners. Thanks for spending a few minutes with us.
Thank you.
Very busy time right now, and we will continue to bring stories on what Interfaith Outreach and Community Partners are doing in the community, as well as other groups. You can find those stories on our website. Check it out, ccxmedia.org. I'm Shannon Slatton reporting in Plymouth for CCX News.